Hello, friends and listeners. You got another new episode of Watch Skip Plus. We want to be your go-to source for insightful and pop-culture movie reviews. If you are listening to this, you have joined the spoilered discussion of Luc Besson's Dracula, released overseas as Dracula, A Love Tale, which I think they should have added to the domestic poster because I think that would have telegraphed stuff. It would not have softened the blow if you heard our spoiler-free review. My name is Jose, also known as Cupcake. I'm joined with my co-host Mike, also known as the Wildebeest. So, first of all, this is clearly a reimagining of Dracula in some ways. Can't be a reimagining if you're stealing from Francis Ford Coppola, because let's just get that out of the way. There is so much in the beginning that is very much like Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Everything from the sort of Byzantine, shadowy figures appearing over a hill with a red background, the impaling, a priest telling him at an altar, you can't do this, you can't be this blasphemous. And it's kind of like, wait a minute, you're stealing shit from Coppola, and there's even other instances of this as the movie goes along. But to be sure, there are things that are wildly different. And so he's recasting this as kind of like a doomed or tragic love story like Romeo and Juliet. So in the beginning of the film, we're treated to, Dracula, Prince Vladimir of Wallachia, and then Elizabeta, his wife. And we're supposed to believe that they're absolutely in love because we're treated to a montage, as you had said before, of them essentially mauling each other, jumping up and down in a bed
like children,
and giggling like kids, shooting at things
for no reason.
It's so weird, right?
Weird.
And then in the midst of all of this, while they're like licking each other's noses and tongues, it's a little too much for the beginning of the film. His army comes in and they're kind of like, hey, we got to go to war or whatever.
And he just keeps making out and sucking tongue, and they're trying to dress him up and get him out of there. But he's still just making out. How
ridiculous was that scene? They're so putting armor on him and he's leaving to make out with. I thought he was going to invite the soldiers to join in or something. I don't know. But it was such a hot mess. And then she's like, go to war, come back. I'm waiting.
And then can we talk about the armor? What about those stupid metal gloves with the long nails? That was supposed to look like a creature, talons or something.
It's supposed to be dragon, House of the Dragon. But it looked a lot like the armor from Coppola. It just wasn't red. So he goes to war, and in what will be the most ridiculous move of any sort of monarch, he decides to move Elizabeta to a different castle. And of course, she gets ambushed. All her people get killed, and she's about to die. He somehow thinks she's in danger.
Someone tells him that she was taken, or that she got away. There was an ambush, and she ran away, and she's heading somewhere, and he knows where.
And then
so he gets on his horse and
he's like, "Fuck the war,"
because the only thing he asked God was, "I will fight for you, but you have to keep Elizabeta alive." And so that's the one thing that they didn't do. So, he kind of didn't do it. He shows up to save her, impales a bad dude who's about to kill her, and that impaling goes through her, and he kills her on accident. So
now, what did you think about that? Because it's interesting, because he says, as long as you keep Elizabeta alive, he basically bullies this priest. He's like, pray real hard, because if she dies, I'm gonna fucking wait.
And he shows back up and he gets his revenge.
Yeah. So in a way, her death is his doing.
His fault, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty much his fault. He goes back, and then he basically breaks a crucifix in half and kills the priest. And he's like, you didn't pray hard enough or whatever. And it's sort of like, how religious were you? Because it really looked like all you were doing was just making out with your girl.
And how about how his soldiers have to pull him back, and his whole body goes limp after he stabs the priest, and they're dragging him back, and he's like, oh, Like, I don't know what the fuck. It's like maybe he's
It's
getting
a
possessed
choice,
by the
man.
devil. I'm like, what the fucking hell? We're like not even 15 minutes into this shit show. And I'm like, what? God's green earth.
I know. Just head-scratching bullshit. We get introduced to this priest, Christoph Waltz, who, I mean, for all intents and purposes, is like
The non-Van Helsing Van Helsing.
Yeah. So bizarre. But he's all like, you know, oh, I hunt vampires and I can help you with your vampire mess or whatever, because, you know, it jumps forward, you know, 400 years later or whatever. But then Harker ends up going, he's helping with some kind of legal transaction.
Oh, yeah, taxes. Remember, he's like a accountant, so they were going to go and figure out the taxes.
But he comes out and he's got the exact kabuki weirdo hair that Oldman has, and I was like, wait, you couldn't even create your own goddamn look or whatever?
And then, of course, makeup, like the exact same makeup that Oldman has as Dracula. 100% with the, like you said, not just the weird hair, but the makeup, the old decrepit wrinkles. And he looks really creepy. He kind of reminded me of the guy whose face gets eaten off in the Hannibal TV show. Was it Michael Pitt who played him?
Oh, yeah. Mason Verger.
Yeah, his face was like that.
Sorry.
I forgot about that awful performance. But that's what his face reminded me of. Like that weird makeup and no nose. It's just so strange. He's a weird face.
This is where the weirdo comedy starts to come in, because like he's like moving things like with his powers on the table, and Harker's just kind of like, oh, I love that you did that. And it was like, what? The dish just fucking moved, pal. Like, what?
Milquetoast Jonathan Harker with his bad mustache. And the dude has no balls whatsoever, no backbone. What a wimp.
Except this. Here's his backbone. Dracula assiduously warns him, please don't roam the halls. And he roams the halls. So,
and then somehow he makes it past all the gargoyle things, the grotesqueries. There's these CGI,
but they don't jump on him. So just to set this up, if you're listening, so not only can Dracula like move things, and he can do his own hair, okay, or maybe the gargoyles did the hair, I don't know, but he has a team of moving gargoyle grotesque statues that are like his henchmen. And so out of, I don't know, what was that? Out of Gulliver's Travels, like he calls them and they like tie up Harker and they're like pulling him up by,
they all show up like superheroes. They do the superhero landing with their foot down and they land down at the ground.
Know. And then later in the film, we're treated to them kung fuing Romanian soldiers. Like they do like the Black Widow throws. They're like whipping around and like throwing them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's like the Beauty and the Beast ending where all of the pieces of the house, Disney Beauty and the Beast, are all fighting the bad guys. That's exactly what this is, except it's the gargoyles. And then what the hell did you catch at the end that they were all children? All those children, they were those children that were somehow transformed. What the fuck? That was never explained.
We're going to get to that. That's so weird. But so, you know, Harker's there, and then we get this like flashback thing, right? Where he's explaining stuff. At some point, you know, Dracula realizes that he cannot die because he had like cursed the priest over the death of his wife. And so we are treated to a very Tim Burton-esque scene where he's trying to commit suicide.
Jumps off the same thing over and over.
And then you see him like walking back up the stairs.
It's so
and then jumping.
Funny.
So that was the scene where I thought to myself, is this a joke? Is the projectionist going to come out and say, you know, we're kidding you. We had orders by Besson to play this first feature for you, but we're going to put on the real movie now. Because when you watch him just fall over and over, I was like, this is so stupid. Like,
and he keeps landing in the soft part of the snow too. It's like, come on, bro.
Right. Exactly. I mean, come on, like go to the other side of the castle and jump onto the rocks or something. So anyway, there's that scene. But he's determined to find his wife, who he figures out will be reincarnated somehow, right?
Yeah.
I
don't remember how that was brought up, but somehow they're like, true love will reunite with you. And whatever, reincarnated.
Yeah. So he meets a perfumist, and the perfumist creates a concoction for him that will make him irresistible to all women who smell it. Listen to that, folks. Irresistible to all women who smell it. And so there is this ludicrous, that's the only word I'm going to use to describe this entire film. There is a ludicrous scene where the perfumist says, please don't test it in the shop. And of course he tests it in the shop, and it's like close up after close up of women like, like
with their eyes opening up, all of a sudden look at him and their eyes open up.
And being like, oh my God, you're so sexy. And then we get treated to the Zoom virtual background dance sequence.
400 years of dance sequences of him going dink, dink, and all the women surrounding him.
He shows up at these debutante balls, puts the perfume on, and then we get the scene where people are like doing this dance, but they're doing it in different ballrooms, but it looks so fake and cheesy.
So corny.
It looks like the virtual backgrounds you can get on Zoom. It's almost painful to watch. And yet I was like, this is like nothing I've ever seen before. I was on Not a Bomb, and we had reviewed Dario Argento's Dracula 3D, and there was a scene in there where he where the Dracula like slaughters everybody in a bar, and we were treated to the same scene where he gets pissed off because the first incarnation of his wife that he finds is like this hoity-toity like biatch, and he's like, oh, well, and then he kills everybody, right? But then, like, some people are watching it happen, and they're like, oh, it was so strange. Like, I don't know, that scene was ridiculous. And then, and then some of Waltz's scenes get even crazier. Like, they're like, we're looking for this woman, and then the cute assistant comes in, and he's like, oh, I've seen her. She's in the waiting room. And it's like, of course she's in the fucking waiting room or whatever. Like, it's such a
And the
train
box,
wreck.
his box he carries around with all those, like, basically it's like his kill box. And the way he builds his little
stakes. So the priest has like all of this
silver
stuff or whatever.
That he builds like he's building a gun. So silly. So weird. We haven't even gotten to some of the weirdest stuff. I mean, God, we can just keep going.
Go for it.
The weirdest scene to me was when, going back to the using of the perfume, is finally he realizes that his love is back and is taking the form of Mina through Harkless, who's engaged to her. And so, he's like, oh, well, that's my woman. And so, of course, he needs to get some energy somehow to go back out into the world to look handsome for her, because he's all old and he hasn't eaten in years. Because he's lost the lust of life and he hasn't eaten. He starved himself, which is why he's all gray. So what does he do? He puts on his cologne.
At the dinner table, he crushes that mouse and he's like...
Yeah, he drinks it, but he puts on this cologne and he goes to a nunnery. And fucking they start climbing on him. God. And he's like, they're just climbing up on him. And he just starts to feast on all of these nuns that are horny for him. It is the funniest fucking scene. That was
very
dying.
like, it reminded me of The Devils with Oliver Reed. Yes. And then all the nuns, they're just coming in. They're like
going crazy. And he's just taking her. One like climbs up to him and he grabs her.
And there's like a pyramid of nuns. And he's like all like... Holy shit, Luc Besson. Seriously.
Like, that was hilarious.
That was crazy.
Course, he gets his energy back in his handsome good looks and his top hat and goes to woo Mina. And unlike the book, where she's very much in love with Jonathan and very much is disgusted by Dracula, she finds herself remembering that she actually is the reincarnated version of it.
Yeah,
and begins to realize she's in love, which is the big twist. Yeah. And I knew all along because, of course, Jonathan in this movie is a fucking mustachioed milquetoast puss. So
yeah,
this guy, true. And we missed the whole part where he was getting chased by the gargoyles, and they could have easily just attacked him and fallen through the ice. And somehow it ends with him like slowly gliding through to cross the frozen. Where supposedly he made it through, but I don't know how he would.
What was that fucking Looney Tunes sequence too, where like the gargoyles are like, and then falls through, and they're all
falls
like,
right through, and they're all like, we can't do it. And every movement of it was totally like 1996 style CGI.
Oh yeah, like I was expecting Burl Ives to come out and be like, he's the heat miser, or what, you know what I mean? Like the old like Rudolph like claymation stuff.
Those fucking CGI.
And then you say the Mina's friend who also gets married, and she's one of the first victims of like Dracula or whatever. One
of the brides,
and she's played by Matilda De Angelis or whatever.
Chick, yeah.
Like, can I just tell you, I don't know what her screen direction was from Luc Besson, but it must have been just act like you're on cocaine, because
just cackle
every
and giggle
scene
and
that
big
she's
eyes.
in, yeah, and then she is consistently distracted by stuff, and whatever. Like, she was raising my anxiety every time she showed up on screen. Like, I was like, oh, here comes Cocaine Bride. Like, it was too much. Oh my God.
But I do think that Mina / Elisabetta Arquette's daughter, she's great, and she's gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she is beautiful, but
she has her mother's nose. Oh God, she's great.
She is gorgeous, but the problem is the script is so boneheaded
anybody
and
anything to
dumb.
do. Yep.
Oh my goodness. And then we should say that, like, when they finally dispatch Cocaine Vampire, that scene was pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah,
where they showed up at that guy,
violent and weird, but it never gets scary, right? It's not
right.
Like we
it's
said,
it's more
not
like
scary.
Spectacle.
It's spectacle and some gore, but again, it's this weird, grandiose, childlike version of love, right? It's not. This isn't real love. This is that kind of, well, like say, unrequited love that's so Baroque that they've talked about in classic poems that we all read from the 1800s, right? It just never seems or feels real. So,
right,
this version of love is totally just lust.
Yeah, the whole movie it feels like it wants to be a mix of Coppola and Tim Burton and fairy tale, but scary and fantastic, and you know, like Beauty and the Beast, like a dark fairy tale, but it just feels like you're going through a Disney attraction. You know what I mean? Like Pirates of the Caribbean, and you're just kind of like, meh,
and what do you think about the music?
Well, it was a rip from Basil. Is it Basil Polidaris that did the music for? No, I think it's Wojciech Kajar who did the music for Coppola's Dracula. But the score is the same.
It's a mix of
same
Coppola's Dracula with The Corpse Bride, which Elfman, I guess,
but minus
did.
Remember you said on the last one, you're like, I'm glad Danny Elfman is past his circus phase.
Yeah, there's definitely no circus. This is all very much ripped off. It's really not a great score, unfortunately. It's a really weak score. It just feels like a rip-off pastiche of a lot of other stuff that him and other people have done much better.
I still ripped it and listened to it today, but anyway.
Of course you did. There's some pretty piano in there, but you know.
Oh, yeah. And the orchestra. So if you're familiar with the Dracula novel, there are some analogs. Like, there's no Quincy Morris, but there's like a spankingly hot doctor with glasses that joins them to like, you know, whatever. How about that scene where they fed the young boy to Cocaine Vampire or whatever?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? They're like, here's your dinner, and the young boy comes in and she's like, yeah. Wow,
well,
me
too. Likes
wow.
him young.
We shouldn't laugh. Okay, so there is a showdown, obviously, because once they're onto his tricks, they're like, oh, he's fleeing town. Where's he going? The castle. So they go to the castle. They enlisted the Romanian army, and this is where we get the battle between the Kung Fu gargoyles.
Gaston versus the gargoyles.
Oh my God, yes.
From Beauty and the Beast. It's the exact fucking finale. I looked at Brian
totally.
And was like, Beauty in the fucking Beast, Disney? And he's like,
it's insane.
My God. It is.
It's insane.
And instead of like the teapot and the candle fighting, it's literally these statue grotesques fighting bad guys.
Doing
like
Black
said,
Widow
Kung Fu.
throws and like Kung Fu. It's, my God, it's
WWE
crazy.
slams and body slams. It is so fucking ridiculous.
It's ludicrous. And so at the end, now I thought they were going to go a different way because the priest, non-Van Helsing, corners
Lord
Dracula at
that hair.
Corners Dracula at his bedroom, and he shuts the door, and Elizabetha is behind the door. And I thought for sure the stake was going to go through Dracula into Mina, and they both were going to die. Right? But that didn't happen. But essentially, the revisionist ending is that Dracula is basically like, you know what? You're right. Like, I've just caused all this bloodshed. I'm going to cause her more pain.
And he'd already bitten her and turned her, and he realized, I don't want to make her into me. So
and I don't want to doom her to my life or whatever. Yeah. And so he says, stake me, kill me. Mm-hmm. And he gets staked, and then he ends up, I don't know, his ashes end up like flying up into the air like a pretty little, but he's not going to heaven, folks, because he's fucking Dracula. Okay.
And then Jonathan comes back, like, hey, Mina, what's up, girl? We still got our thing. And she's like, fuck you, dude.
And she's like, hell no, pussy boy. And like,
he's like, you don't know what I've been through. I've had statues chasing me. I had to cross like a mile frozen lake. I've been tied up. I've been beat up. I'm here for you, baby. She's like, nah, you're not.
And she's like, I don't fucking care. Beat it. And that look he has, he's like, she don't love me.
And she likes the bad boys. So here it becomes the sequel where she's off looking for a bad boy. Now she's going to be looking for her Dracula. I don't know. What a stupid, silly ass, dumb, cheesy movie.
I'm telling you though, this movie, but what's weird is I can see myself seeing this again like several months from now and falling in love with it, a la Madam Web.
It's entertaining. Yeah. Like, Mercy was not entertaining to me. I know you were entertained by it. It's very bad, like Mercy, but I was not entertained. I was entertained by this. All 2 hours and 7 minutes. I was like this, mouth ajar, like...
Oh, my God. Shit starts rolling out where you're just can't. Like, how is this happening?
What?
This is Luc Besson.
It just keeps coming.
Is this a joke?
But I can't say that I regretted my 2 hours. Yes, it's very Hammer-esque. And I think that's what Brian dug, is that it does very much feel like a campy, melodramatic Hammer film with a bunch of weird CGI and grotesques.
Yes. Very hyperbolic. But I think but as I mentioned,
can we mention those stupid kids? Like, I was like, what are all these kids coming out of the statue?
When the Dracula dies, everybody gets freed or whatever, right? And so, like, I guess other, vampires,
Did we miss some? Did they cut a scene where he, like, turned children into the gargoyles? Or
maybe they did and it was too much. So basically what happens is after Dracula dies, the grotesques are set free, but like an alternate Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom scene where like the kids are coming out of the mine
with the black eyes and the pale face coming out of the mine. Yeah,
these kids are coming out of the castle and they're dressed in like what look to be white diapers and they're all like, where the fuck are we? And then they just stumble. No one tries to help them, by the way. They just walk off. Like, I'm just going to walk into the snow and figure out where to go from here.
And we as an audience are like, who are these children? Oh.
What?
That's the gargoyle grotesques, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so weird.
What a head shaker of a film, man.
It really is.
But like I said, I can see myself falling in love with this a la Madam Web.
It's a very so bad it's good kind of film, like we said in the spoiler free. It really is. Again, we can't tell you it's good. We can't, because it's not. It's not technically a good film, but it is kind of fucking entertaining. So if you have 2 hours and 7 minutes and you want to watch some silly ass ripped off version of Coppola's Dracula with CGI gargoyle statues, go for it. Because if that sounds fun to you, then you might actually have fun. Maybe go with your friends, go to like Alamo Draft House, get drunk, drink some beers, maybe have some wings, maybe that kind of thing. It would be fun.
This would be a fantastic what the fuck group watch.
Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, this is, you and I should guest on Not a Bomb when they review this.
Because if they do, we need to.
I think this film was, I want to say the budget was maybe like, here it is, $52 million. It has currently grossed worldwide, folks, $33.7 million. Wow.
And it looks good, though. I mean, it does look good, except for a few weird, like you said, the whole Zoom dance sequence.
The Zoom background dance sequence.
It does, for the most part, look good, besides that and a few weird scenes. And that great scene of him with the nuns, like, climbing up him is really cool and weird. There's some really awesome, weird, Baroque, strange shit in this. But there's some really bad dialogue and really questionable, like, plot designs.
Ludicrous.
Yeah, like you say, ludicrous. So see, I guess you probably are, if you're here, you've seen it, or you're just like, fuck it, I'm not going to see this. I want to see you guys tear into it. There it is, guys. There's the movie.
Enjoy.
It's Dracula.
But don't say we didn't warn you.
Don't say, if you want to go to it and you do see it, comment below on the YouTube, or
yes, please
reach out to us via DM or wherever. We really want to get more people involved, so we will read your messages. Message us, reach out to us, request films. If there's a new film coming out and it's going to hit our theaters, if you request it, we'd love to do it.
Or even a new streaming if you hear it's coming out.
If there's something new streaming that oh my gosh, speaking of, there's a good new streaming movie too. Did you see Wrecking Crew?
Oh, which one? Which one? Oh my God, no! But I don't know. I have a feeling it might be so bad it's good.
No, it's so good it's good. Did you like Blue Beetle?
Yes.
Same director. And it's in Hawaii, and it's all very Hawaiian. And you got
Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista.
It's a blast.
A slimmed down Bautista.
Yeah, he looks old and frail, but still kind of badass.
Why did he get so skinny? I don't
know. He kind of is like a bearded Sam Elliott. He's got this badassness to him as he's gotten older. He's got
a Filipino Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Part Filipino Sam Elliott.
Yeah, I like him with the gray hair. That movie is a blast. I'd love to review something like that for the film. So, for the podcast. So if there is something...
Not at all like Dracula.
So if there is a streamer, if there is a little streamer you want us to review, we'll do it. Just reach out either to watchskipplus@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or you can reach us
in the comments.
Comments here. DM.
I mean, listen, somebody was brave enough to put in a comment that they thought that the music in the beginning was fucking shit. So, hey, and I responded. I didn't get a response. I was like, was it the music? Was it, did you not like what we were saying? Like, what should we do? Should we not have music? So, I don't know. The guy didn't respond, but.
We're just trying to get royalty-free music, folks, okay? If you want to make us something, then we'll use it.
But kudos to that gentleman for saying,
yes.
I think he said something like, put down the moron who made you put the loud music in the beginning.
I did not read that. Was that on YouTube?
Oh, well, my reply was, I'm the moron. Anyway.
We love it, whatever. And Jared, we love that you respond to almost everything on YouTube, so we appreciate it. All of you,
Lou Otero, he's one of my, he's local, he's one of my theater friends. He and his wife constantly comment, so I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we love you fans. I mean, we know there's more of you out there, so feel free to reach out. Give us recommends. Tell us what we're doing right, wrong. Do you like the new format? Do you like that we've split up the episodes so it's not one episode with spoiler-free and spoiler? Do you like the two separate? Let us know, because we're not married to any of this. Like, we could change things around.
We actually did the format change kind of based on what people were saying. They were like, I don't have 90 minutes.
If you like it, let us know. If you don't like us, let us know. Whatever you think about it. We try to give you 30-minute little bites of each episode, 25 to 30 minutes, so you can tell us what you think. Anyways, that's it for the spoiler episode.
That's it. It's a draw. We have no idea whether we hate this or love it. It's somewhere in between. God damn you, Luc Besson.
It's that slash between the watch skip in our logo.
That's right. It's
that slash is where this lands.
Yeah. If you love us, folks, you'll definitely love our Podfathers, The Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema, and Not a Bomb. Not a Bomb. Troy, Brad, we are looking at you because this is going to be a bomb and it should show up on your show. Have have us as guests, please. Night of the Living Podcast, Wild Dream Podcast, Death by DVD, Raiders of the Podcast, Backlook Cinema Podcast with Zoe, our YouTube brothers, the Two Johns, and now for something a little bit different. Mike had actually suggested to them doing a new film, Netflix's Frankenstein, directed by Guillermo del Toro, which is kind of polarizing. People either think it's a Baroque mess, as we've been saying about this film, or that it's absolutely brilliant. I certainly didn't think it was absolutely brilliant, but whatever. Caliber 9 from Outer Space. So yeah, check out And Now for something a little bit different. Caliber 9 from Outer Space, Feminine Critique, Talk Without Rhythm with Goro. Mike, parting thoughts.
Oh, if you haven't listened to our guest spot on Caliber 9, that's the Utah episode with Beaver Trilogy and Troll 2. It was a fun episode. I'm glad I drugged those guys through the doldrums of made in Utah film. So yeah, we talked for like almost 3 hours. I think the episode, even after edits, is like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So if you want to hear us go on and on about some great campy Utah films from the 80s, 90s. Yeah.
I frequent a website called Hamilton Book Singular, but they are selling a copy of the special edition of Troll 2. And I think it's like $7 or something. So, hey, folks, pick it up and then check out that episode.
Yeah, and check out the documentary, The Best Worst Film, also for about Troll 2 if you
haven't. Oh my God, that is hysterical.
And Beaver Trilogy 4.
The dad is still hot. I was so surprised.
Yeah, there's some great documentaries on those as well. So check that out if you have not. Keep getting out to the movies, get out to the theater as much as possible. January had some great films. We had great stuff like Bone Temple, and we had shit like Mercy. So you never know what you're going to get.
And Killer Monkeys. I mean, I ended up nicknaming it January. Yeah. Because it was genre films. Yeah, I hope that's a trend horror for next year. Yeah, I really need a genre-wary.
So what do we got coming next week? I know we've kind of
reviewing.
Discussed it.
It's not Scream. That's
February 27th, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we're going to be reviewing Scream 7, everybody.
Of course.
Wuthering Heights.
Crime 101.
Oh.
That sounds interesting. Something called Cold Storage.
Yeah, I don't know what you want to do. Crime looks great. Wuthering Heights is probably going to be good. Great director involved.
Saltburn.
Yep,
Saltburn. We'll see. All right, folks. As usual, be kind, be open, be vulnerable. That's where the art is, and we will see you next weekend.
See ya.
Bye-bye.